Welcome back to Joyfully at Home. Today we're coming close to Halloween. We're in the last week before Halloween. So we're going to make a quick and fairly easy snack that you can use for any of your Halloween parties, or you can use this really anytime you want a snack like this. We're going to make an old-fashioned caramel corn today, but we're going to make it into a snack mix by adding goodies at the end. It's a simple recipe with pretty much most everything you'll have around the house. It's simple, quick, and it's delicious. So let's give this a try and we'll show you how it's done. One of the other things I'm going to let everybody know is that before we get started today, now that we're coming into the holiday season, we got Thanksgiving coming up and then Christmas, which is literally my favorite time of the year. We're coming into my season. So if there's anything that maybe you're interested in, you want to see done, you've got a recipe that you've heard of, but you haven't made, if there's anything that you'd like to see, drop me a comment and we'll go ahead and see if we can't do a video on it here in the near future. So to start off your caramel corn, you're going to go ahead and take a full stick of butter, and put it in a medium saucepan. Start getting that a little bit melty. You can see my stove was already warm, so my butter's already starting to be a little bit melty, and that's good. So you put it right on between low and medium, and you'll start that process of your butter melting. Then you're going to add 1 cup of packed brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And this is real maple syrup, not pancake syrup that you might get out of the grocery store. But if you don't happen to have real maple syrup, which we have an abundance of because we make our own maple syrup, so I tend to use maple syrup a lot of times. But if you don't have your own real maple syrup, you can use corn syrup, light or dark in this recipe, or you can even use honey. But it's a 1/4 cup of whichever of those items you should choose. You'll want a teaspoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of salt. We just get these all melted together. Make it so your sugars are going to be melted up and you're not going to have any grittiness in here at all. Once these are all melted together, then we're going to go ahead and bring this to a rolling boil. Now that you see all of your ingredients are nice and melted together, we're just waiting for our mixture to get warm enough to start to become a rolling boil. And if you're not sure what a rolling boil means, that means that it boils hard enough that it stays boiling even if you're stirring it. So that is a hard boil or a rolling boil. So we're just waiting for that point to come up. It doesn't take very long. At this point, you can go ahead and start your oven. Make sure you get your oven preheated to 250 degrees. And that's not a mistake. Most things don't go at 250 degrees, but this caramel corn goes at a nice low heat to crisp it up. So preheat your oven to 250 degrees. And once we come to our rolling boil here in just a couple of minutes, we'll show you the next step. This is how your pot is going to look, and this is how your caramel mixture is going to look when it starts to come to a rolling boil. You see how these big bubbles, it doesn't matter if I'm stirring it, it doesn't stop boiling. That's how you know you've got a nice hard boil going on. So what you'll do, set your timer at this point for 2 minutes. You want to go ahead and do this hard boil for 2 minutes. You can even turn your heat down ever so slightly, but hard boil this for 2 minutes. Doesn't take long, and just keep stirring. So now that you've gone your 2 minutes, your timer has gone off, you'll see your mixture is nice and bubbly. This is when we're going to put in the magic. We're going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and you'll see what this does to your mixture. You can see how that changes. You stir that in really, really well. Keep stirring that in till it looks almost fluffy. And then you take this and pour this over your prepared popcorn. Now you're going to have 10 cups of prepared popcorn. You'll make sure your tray has a little light coating of butter or oil spray on it. And you just put this all over your popcorn, and you just toss your popcorn in your caramel coat. You just keep bringing your popcorn into that caramel, stirring it around on your tray. Now that you've got the vast majority of all your little popcorn kernels all coated in your caramel mixture, you go ahead and you put this tray with your caramel corn on it in your 250-degree preheated oven for 30 minutes. You're going to go ahead and toss your popcorn to kind of stir it around at the 15-minute mark, and then again at the end. But we'll go ahead and we'll put this in our 250-degree oven now, and we'll let it crisp up. First 15 minutes has gone by, so we just go ahead and just take a spatula, toss it around a little bit, again, just to make sure that we're all covered and coated. Let's make sure it's all nice and together, and then we just throw it in for our last 15 minutes. Now that our last 15 minutes has gone by, we'll go ahead and give this one more quick toss, and we are done. Now, the fun part is all you have to do is let this cool, and you can go ahead and mix in any kind of treats you like. You can mix in salty pretzels, you can mix in M&Ms, Reese's Pieces, any kind of candies you like, anything like that at all. Let it cool, mix it all up in a big bowl, and you've got the best party snack. So that's how easy it is to make your own homemade caramel corn. And as this cools, this gets a little crispier. And if you've got big chunks, you can break it up into smaller chunks if you like. But you've got the best caramel corn. So simple, so easy, and the perfect snack.